Of course, the Britons had faced the Romans before, but that was almost a century ago. Roman technology had moved on since then. To find out how a Claudian soldier's equipment was different, I met up with a group of reenactors, Legio II Augusta.
Well, here we have a brilliant example of how things changed in that 100 years in the way of armour. Gone is the chain shirt, and we have the plated, what is called lorica segmentata, but the Romans called it a cuirass. The sword is a short stabbing sword, shorter than the early. This is a Mainz pattern blade. It's slightly wasted along the straight edge, and it has a longer, thinner tip than the Pompey style sword, which I have here. Both were in common use
at that time. So this is a lot simpler to make, I suspect, and it looks less fragile.
Yes.
This is the slightly older version.
A slightly older version.
Around the waist we've got a patterned belt with belt plates. Hundreds and hundreds of different styles of belt plate have been found. Some are patterned, some are plain, some have colour on them. In fact, there's so many different types, possibly every Roman soldier had his own design. Down below that we've got the apron, the cingulum militare, with very decorative pendants on the end. There's certainly no creeping up on anybody. On the belt was another weapon, the Roman pugio. A dagger, again with that large, very small entry, widening out very quickly. So if your sword was broken, knocked out of your hand, you could
still thrust with it, but I guess it was a finisher offer, wasn't it?
Easily. Both weapons of this type are designed to cause massive hemorrhaging, and only 2 inches in the right place, Roman writers tell us, was enough. But just jumping back to the armour for a moment, you'll see its design is to protect the person far more from a slashing weapon than a stabbing weapon. Yeah. Once again, the Iron Age tribes haven't adapted after facing Caesar's troops, and the idea is that it'll get hit on the shoulder and slide off harmlessly.
And deflect it, yep.
The helmet is typical of the period. The eyebrows aren't there to make it look pretty, they're actually there to strengthen the metal at the front of the helmet.
Again, against a slashing attack, as with that visor.
Yes, the brow band is there. Now, the Romans did have a thing about people's ears, because many Romans believed that when you were born, your soul entered through your ear, and when you died, it left through the other ear. So we generally find very good ear guards on Roman helmets, so that you didn't lose a piece or all of one of those precious ears.
But interestingly, the helmet's designed not to occlude your hearing. So obviously there were we know orders were being given and you had to be able to hear them.
Broad neck guard on the back, again, would protect the man from a slashing weapon. And overall, this is a heavily armoured infantryman.
Yeah. What does it weigh?
60 pounds in all.
Wow.
With everything, shield, javelin, armour, helmet.
These were the soldiers that were now on British soil.